Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Dayna Rubin. I'm so happy that you're here. Today we're going to talk about the ego, E-G-O, and how it influences your destiny. My question for you today is your ego keeping you small and keeping you away from your destiny? Now, in this video, I'm going to keep it general because, again, my platform is for pregnancy, conception, fertility, and childbirth. But for this question, this could be about anything in your life. It could be about your career, about relationships, about partnerships and love relationships, about moving into a new home, taking an advancement in your life, whether it is traveling, taking a promotion at work, anything that you can think of. So are you being kept small by your ego? Now, a lot of people take the ego and create a mnemonic and say that the ego stands for edging God out. I've heard of that in the past, and it may relate to some of you. What the ego was created for at the very beginning of our existence as a human race, it was to keep us safe. If we were, in the wilderness and we were being chased by a saber-toothed tiger, we would know that the ego, the fear, the fight or flight would kick in and it would keep us safe. We would run to, safety and we'd be okay. So now that we don't necessarily have saber-toothed tigers roaming the earth right now, and we're pretty safe, we've created communities, and for the most part, we're safe in our environments. What does the ego have to do and work with now? The ego will take your dreams, your destiny, and it will pick it apart. It will turn it into something that is a fear. So it will create fear around your destiny. It will keep you small so that it can keep you safe. And does that really help you? Not really. So in the grand scheme of things, it is important to detach from the ego and move into a space where you are working with your destiny. It's actually healthy to feel a little bit out of place, a little bit out of your comfort zone, because that is where the growth happens. Your growth is not going to happen while you're staying safe and small. It's going to happen when you feel a little bit off, a little bit shaky, a little bit unfamiliar and uncertain. And what I like to say is the best way of how success feels sometimes is jumping off a mountain and growing your wings on the way down and really moving into yourself and into everything. Now, what I want you to think about right now is a time in your life when you went through a risky period, where you went through some sort of change that didn't really feel good. Maybe it was going from high school to college, or maybe it was moving into a new environment, a new town, a new city, starting that new job, taking that promotion, breaking up with someone that you've been with for a long time and not knowing how it's going to feel now because you've been in partnership for so long. So all of these things push you out of your comfort zone and it brings you into a different way of being. And while you're moving through that, a couple things to remember: have grace, feel that grace for yourself and really know that you can handle it. Self-love and self-care will move you through. Know that you're enough and that you're worthy of your dreams, of your destiny, because that is just so important. Louise Hay from Hay House, bless her soul, she's no longer on this earth plane, but she is still very available to all of us. She created or exemplified the need and the necessity for self-love. And she did this by mirror work. Or sometimes she also called it mirror play. And what is that? That's getting in front of a mirror and just looking into your eyes and saying, I really appreciate you. I truly love, adore, and appreciate you. And you could say anything. You can keep it simple and say, I love you. You can keep it a little fun and say, you're such a hot potato. That's what Louise Hay used to say to herself in the mirror as she got very used to it. And if it's too much for you and you look in the mirror and you just can't say, I love you, you can move through that and say, I can learn to love you. I like you a lot. Thinking of something that will connect you to eventually get to the place where you can say, I love you in the mirror. This has been a game changer for me because it's very hard to look in the mirror, especially when you're programmed to basically self-loathe. And I think that society has created an atmosphere where we self-loathe. We compare ourselves to people on social media, to the celebrities with unbelievable bodies that are pretty much unattainable for the average person. Unless you're starving yourself and you're in the gym, 23 out of 24 hours a day. It's just unrealistic. So what will it take for you to get to a place where you feel worthy of your dreams and of your desires? Is that mirror play for you? Is that changing your habits? Is that taking your ego and pushing it to the side and saying, not today, I'm going to focus on myself. I'm going to do something that will elevate me and take me to that next level. It doesn't have to be something huge. It could be a small thing that you do every single day, like taking a walk, grounding yourself and walking barefoot outside, reading 2 pages or 3 pages of a book, writing 2 or 3 pages of your own book, because I really do feel everyone has a book inside of them. So just thinking about that, making sure that your ego isn't so much in the way that it's pushing you away from your desires and your dreams. Because we all have desires and we all have dreams, and we're here on the planet to make it happen. And all we have is time. And what are we going to do with that time? And Abraham Hicks likes to say, you can never get it wrong and you can never get it done. And I like that saying, and I remind myself that a lot. I can never get it wrong and I can never get it done. So that takes a lot of pressure, and it really pushes my ego to the side and says, hey, we don't have to worry about this. Let's just keep going. Life is here for us, and eventually we will see this life as a game, because that's really what it is. When all is said and done and we leave this earth plane and we go back to our home in the spirit world, or in heaven, if you want to call it that as well, we'll realize that this was all just a game. And it'll feel like a blink of an eye, even though it sounds crazy, because even right now it's March that I'm making this video, and January feels like years ago. So, but it will feel like that. And we'll just reconnect with all of the whole soul essence of who we are, and realize that we didn't have to be so serious. We could have had a little bit more fun. So I just wanted to remind you of that today. You can find my information on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. No, I'm not on TikTok yet, but I need to get on, and Rumble. And it is at I am Dayna Rubin. So I have all my links in the description below. My website is daynarubin.com. And feel free to email me if you have any questions, dayna@daynarubin.com. And I have a newsletter. So as you go onto my website, you'll have a pop-up on my website, and you can put in your email address if you're interested to join my community. I send out a monthly newsletter. I may become bi-monthly eventually, or 3 times a month, but as of right now, with my situation as a full-time mom, full-time working in an actual position, like a 9 to 5, and a full-time parent, this is where I'm at right now. So I appreciate you being here and learning a lot about yourself on many, many different levels, and not just growing a family, starting a family, but learning about who you are as a person and taking yourself to that next level. Sending you many, many blessings from my heart to yours. Thank you for being here.